Hello and welcome to Quick Hits, week 3. You heard from Yogi, you've heard from Kyle. Now it's my turn where we talk about the week that was and break down what we saw, what we liked, what we didn't like for this week. I get to bring you 4 games from the weekend, and then I get to highlight a game for the coming weekend's matches that I think you should definitely be on the lookout for. So let's start with some game breakdown. First, we're going to go Spokane versus the Cosmos. Spokane 3, Cosmos 1. What shined in this game? Well, we see two very different teams. Spokane has established themselves. They came off of a very gritty 2-1 win over the week from their Open Cup win. And the Cosmos were still kind of trying to figure themselves out, especially with all the shakeup. Like right before the season started, we saw them go down last week and never really get it back. The problem is for the Cosmos, they don't really have a midfield. They went down and immediately unraveled. There was no stopping the bleeding in the first half as soon as they went down 1-0. Spokane really looked like a all-around complete team. Right now they sit in second, and that's only because they've played one fewer game than FC Naples, which we will talk about that game in a second. But we've said this before on this show. Spokane has to win this year. They have to. They've been the runners up for too many things for their very short history. And this is the year that they have to get it done. There's no other option. The second half of that game was just cardio. There's no need to even talk about it. And garbage time goal, and the fact that it was garbage time for an entire half, it looked like it. So my takeaways from that is the Cosmos really need to find that leadership. They need to find a way to keep composure when they go down. And for Spokane, it's all about momentum. Right now, you're sharing a stadium with the Sounders and the Reign because of the World Cup and all the renovations that have to be made to Lumen and new field for grass and things like that. You have to prove to be the better product in that stadium right now. That's how you get better, and that's how you will keep those fans that are there for like the Sounders or the Reign, keep them coming back. When you're like the little baby brother of the state, you have to prove that you can do it. And all 3 teams in that state, and all 3 teams when they've played there have played really, really well. So it's almost like a fortress in the sense of like Seattle teams will thrive there. You have to be the better of the 3 teams. I believe in you. I hope you can get it done. But yeah, the way you guys have handled 3 games in 1 week looks really, really good. And not a lot of teams can say that. So I just need that momentum to keep going. And I need you guys to go win the whole thing. Yeah. Richmond 0, Naples 1. Now this game, Richmond, if you wanted to see that ref outside, I could understand it because that red card was quick. I think he bought into the sell job of Naples. And he bought into it quick because that was so quick about a red card. And with no VAR in League One, the immediate impact of that was terrible. Like Richmond, I think you did a good job of like adjusting, and despite losing 1-0, you showed you can keep it respectable, you can keep it within the game. Naples got the 3 points. I don't know if you can feel good about it, but a win is a win at this point. Some key takeaways from this game. Richmond, not in a good spot right now, especially within the standings. There needs to be some results soon. The coach is in the hot seat. I think he stays in the hot seat. If they can't move up the table soon, I think the fans are rightfully so going to start asking the tough questions about where does new leadership come from? And then for Naples, like I said, a win is a win. Especially if Spokane is looking to take home hardware this year. It's very ugly. It's very early in the season. Ugly winning is kind of like a unwritten rule of like the push. So do it now, and you don't have to worry about doing it at the end of the season. But that could literally be the difference between playoffs and watching them at home. But I just need it to be better. And another takeaway: get VAR. Get VAR in League One, because it's insane. MLS has VAR. The only NWSL has VAR. I've even seen some college teams. College has VAR. That's insane. USL as a whole needs VAR, because this can't keep happening. It wasn't a red card. I can see the yellow, but it's never a red. So until that's fixed, you're going to have more of these outlandish calls that alter games dramatically. And when it's deserved, it's deserved. But you need that extra reassurance to make sure you're getting it right. And they did not get it right. And there was no one there to help correct them. My next game, AV Alta 0, Portland Hearts of Pines 0. AV Alta, I feel like you just like when I yell at you, because you had the same AV Alta, same frustrations. There's no reason why you did not have 3 goals in this game. None. Portland was on a short week with long travel, and they just kind of held you off. They had a red card, but didn't really change much for the game because they were still sitting back and letting you hold possession, and you couldn't break them down. That is a team that lost to Vermont Green that same week, traveled across the country, and then didn't get scored on. That's crazy. And you had so many good chances. I mean, actually, both teams kind of had some really good chances. Portland's was on the counter, but still, it really, really good chances. My key takeaways from this one, I don't know if this was supposed to be the Portland get right game after that Open Cup loss. And if it was, then yikes, do better. If it was just supposed to be like a weather the storm type of game, you did that. You did that really well. AV Alta, I just want better for you. You have all the pieces to go score every week 3 or 4 goals, and you just don't do it. It was frustrating to watch as just a fan of this league. I know your fans had to be frustrated because again, Portland was on a short week. They traveled across the country, and you still cannot put one behind them. I'm concerned that we're going to see the same thing again all season. And me and Kyle are going to get on another podcast, on another live show, and we're just going to rage. I think that they like when we rage at them. We're not kink shaming, but I do worry about you. I do. And finally, Union Omaha 3, Boise 2. This was a fun game because this told me more about Boise than it did about Omaha. Omaha, you raise your blood pressure, your fans' blood pressure way too much. You are way too talented of a team to just wait till the 70th minute to truly start attacking. I need you to do that from the beginning. Oh yeah, well, not completely, depending on what day it is. But still, you guys, I want better. Because you have the squad. Every time you guys go to a playoff, then you get rated by some championship teams or even some other League One teams because you've put together a solid squad and you've made them all fantastic players. You go reload again. And now here we are. Boise withstood the storm for a big portion of that game. They had to come back twice, but they couldn't do it a third time, which was fine. Boise is poised to be the dark horse of the newcomers. I'm loving what I'm seeing out of Boise. Omaha, of course, pressured Endema all day. He made a few big mistakes that led to big chances, and then it even led to a goal. If you remember, coming off the corner kick where he had it in his hand and he literally just like dropped it straight into the net. Yeah, and then when he came out to the midfield and he headed a ball away, but he didn't head it far enough away, and he's lucky that Omaha didn't score there. They should have, because it was a wide open net and he just kept dribbling and dribbling instead of either shooting or passing to the two wide open people running beside him. But still, we'll have to clean that up. Keeper woes was the problem last week. That kind of continued to this week. But however, I like what Boise is doing. They've never really looked out of it for them. So I love this Boise team. I'm still mad about your colors. We'll talk about that later. Diego Gutierrez was absolutely phenomenal super sub. Came in like the 60-something minute and immediately in the 75th scored and then scored the eventual game winner. His first goal for Omaha was a beautiful volley in the box when he was all alone. So I'm excited. That attack has again rebuilt itself. So we will see what Omaha does. My takeaways is that both teams need to be way more clinical in front of goal. If they actually hit the chances that they should have, this could have easily been 5-4 for either side. So I love that this game was the game that truly showed us that Boise is here and they're going to be on the attack. Mayaka for Boise, amazing pickup. He is like the workhorse engine for Boise, and I cannot wait to see how he develops over the season. I think he's going to be the real big reason that Boise potentially makes the playoffs. Boise can hang, and they're going to snipe a couple teams like late, and that's going to be how some teams go home and how they sneak into that like 8 spot for the playoffs. They're going to be a fun team to watch. Some trends for the league. Form matters. Portland came into that game not looking the hottest, and they still didn't look the hottest, but they weathered the storm. Home field advantage is real. Outside of Richmond, all the home teams took at least a point home. Keeper errors will continue until morale improves. I know it's the beginning of the season, but some of these errors are just unforced. They'll get better as the year goes on. Again, some teams have only played 1 game, some have played 3, and it will even out eventually where these keepers can get more confident behind the ball, like leading a team, especially in the back. I truly tell that these errors will stop eventually. Well, not all the way, but they will eventually stop, and we can definitely see some really good football coming out of this league. For my game to watch this weekend, it is the infamous Snowbird Derby. Sarasota Paradise versus Portland Hearts of Pine. You can't miss it. It's a one-in-a-lifetime derby that they just made up 2 days ago. It should also be an interesting game just because they've played vastly different amounts of games to start the season. Portland has now gone across the country and back, and it's Sarasota, I believe, has only played 1 game. So will that help or hinder Portland? Is this going to be their get-back game for their get-back game that they didn't really do anything for? Who knows? And some quick predictions for the season. Boise is going to be the best of the middle of the pack. I'm just excited about what they can do. Just from the little clips that we've seen of them, I really like what this team is about, and it should be a very, very fun season for them. Hopefully. And then Cosmos, you have to get your midfield together. Things are looking a little bleak in New Jersey right now. If you cannot keep your composure and get some leadership back there, it's going to be a very, very long season. And forward needs something positive from this weekend. No points against Naples is not an option, honestly. After that terrible loss in the Open Cup, you really don't have a choice. Just like Richmond, your coach is on the hot seat. So if you don't have a result for this game, fans, rightfully so, have a right to start asking the very, very tough questions about you and where does leadership change come. So that's it. That's a quick hits. We did it in 15 minutes, y'all. I appreciate you. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We will have a live show on Twitch this for the following week. We cannot wait to see you then. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. And as always, be easy.